What the hell is going on here? Testing? God, buddy, come on. I don't have time for you right now because this is not working. Or maybe it is. Well, obviously testing doesn't need to be done. No, I went to go live and it wasn't like going live, and so I thought maybe I was gonna have to do the whole thing over again. Okay, so this is a mashup episode. This episode is being put on both the Sims 4 playlist and the American Truck Simulator playlist. Uh, for the most part, I'm trying to get the story bit done in The Sims 4 really quick so that I can start driving a truck. So, hello, Daniel. Um, and I better put this warning because I got both games going at the moment. And so we're not going to see the intro of the games because I've already loaded them. At least not at the moment. Might see the one after later on when I reload American Truck Simulator. So all right, let's start here. Um, we're in ATS at the moment, and my dog's still being goofy, so bear with me. Okay, so in ATS, Stu Mack over here in Texas, he's about to do his 100th load, or he did it already, one of the two. I believe we're about to do it. He's going to take a load of potatoes from Ballard to Amarillo. This load of potatoes originated up here in Washington in yesterday's episode. Stu Spudclone took a load of potatoes from the Sell Goods in Wenatchee down to Kennewick to the rail export in a rail container car. And that container car brought those potatoes down this way. And the reason for that is HR told Big Tony to have Stu Spudclone send a load of those potatoes down that way. because they specifically need a load of Spudman's best potatoes. And they don't have those in Texas. Mainly because Golden Meadows is the farm in Texas, not Sunshine Crops. And we haven't done any loads to Texas. But see, we're starting, HR is starting what they are calling Operation Tater Bite. Now, part of that is the grocery store I work for calls their tater tots tater bites. But the other part is something else that we will get into. Buddy, I need you to get back. It's all gone. All gone. You had 4 pizza rolls. That's plenty. Okay? All right? Took me almost a half hour just to give them to you. All right? Just got to come in little bits so you get a little bit at a time. Okay? All right? You happy now? You happy now? All right? Give you a little bit of rubbing? Okay. Stu Mack spent the last few episodes doing 20 loads of excavated soil because he's expanding farmland around this area. And the reason is he's going to plant those potatoes, kind of like the Martian did in the Martian movie. And I apologize if my mic is cutting in and out because it sounds like it's doing it. Let me bring my computer closer to me. Maybe that'll help. But they specifically needed the Spudman's best potatoes. The problem is Stu Spudman is still stuck here in Roswell. He's still kidnapped by these sectoids. He hasn't done any loads of potatoes in a long time. And Stu Spudclone has nothing to do with the potatoes. Unless there's those loads that were supposedly smuggling diamonds or something for Big Tony. He had nothing to do with the Sunshine Crops Company and the Spudman's Best brand name. But this HR company popped up and starting to give orders. And so he had to do the load. And we will be doing some more within the next few episodes, mixed in with what we're trying to do with expanding the Walbert fleet and expanding those garages. But that means we have 2 of the 3 stews back to being involved with potatoes. What about number 3? The original. Well, here's where I click on this button here. And I'm just going to click save and save the progress. I'm just going to save on that one for now. We'll load in again later, but I'm going to exit this game. And we're going to get into The Sims for a few. And bear with me while I get the window to capture it. All right. So, when we left off the other day, buddy, all gone, babe. All gone. Please, please, come on. Buddy, come on now. All gone. All gone. I'm on a short time crunch here. I want to get this done. This is not going to be a 3 hour long Sims episode. When we left off, Melody, the child, she had received a letter that was sent from Amarillo, Texas to her that had come from the future and was left in that notebook. It had 3 instructions, just coded messages that said, great, now I gotta click on one of these. Get the frickin' holidays out of here. The first one was, she needs the recipe. Don't let her leave without the recipe. I want to be the driver that was hired in Roswell is staying here because she was rendezvousing with the alien Spudtoid here. She stayed at the house a little bit here. She wanted Shannon's macaroni and cheese recipe. But that's a family recipe that Shannon doesn't give to anybody. But she had shared it with Melody. And Melody shared it with I Wanna Be. The other thing, she was told that she needs the song. There is a song she needs to buy or download or find in her storage or something. There's a song that she needs. And the third one, he's hiding it in the storm cellar. Use it on him before he uses it. In the last episode the other day, the sectoid was down here and he got this machine to work, but he didn't turn it on full power, and Stu Spudclone was not within range for this to do anything to him. But that's going to change. Because with these potato loads, there's a chance that Stu Spudclone will be coming to Twin Falls to pick up potato loads. He's not going to know anything about the farmhouse here or anything. But if he gets within range of this house while this machine is being used, he's going to fall under the psionic mind control. Melody needs to use this on the sectoid before he accomplishes that. Because those potato loads have to happen. So, to make a long story short and not have to do all the gameplay, or, I don't have time to make all the videos and show all the stuff, but here, wake up. You get out of here. So the way it's gonna be is we're gonna pretend like okay, I picked the wrong one. You get out of here. You wake up. You stop sitting down. So what's gonna happen is well, yes, get down here. Go here. This is why I can't do this stuff, because you don't listen. Get here. Thank you. Now, we're just going to say that the next time I have Stu Spudclone in the Twin Falls area, he's going to be about to operate this machine. But before he does, Melody's going to be down here, and she'll zap him with it before he can use it. And then she'll be able to control his mind and realize who he is and whatnot. And what's going to happen is she's going to send him and I Want to Be back to Roswell. Now, what's going to happen in Roswell, and I apologize that we didn't do all the episodes of Stu doing all the stuff with the aliens and all that, but it might still happen, but in a different way. Um, go here. All right. So what's going to happen is you and you are going to arrive here. And because This Stu Spudclone is now cooperating with Melody. Now, they didn't tell anybody at the house what's going on. This is all Melody doing this, and, you know, I Wannabe just said Stu has to, like, come for a truck drive or something. You know, because he's a truck driver. Or supposed to be. You know. So what's going to happen here is Stu is still under control, but let me see. Do we have a stove? Are we able to make? Does not look like we are. So. All right. So let's get a cheap stove, unless there is one somewhere that I'm not seeing. Okay, that's right. They got this thing here and they fixed it up, and then they had a stove. No. Yeah. Okay. So what's going to happen is, without even knowing it, I want to be. She's going to cook the macaroni and cheese recipe. And when she does that, and Stu Spudman eats it, that food memory from eating that macaroni at the farm is going to help snap him out of the mind control spell. And when the other sectoids try to re-mind control him, they're going to fail because in the XCom game, Stu Spudman had ability. And in the game, when you got attacked, it made your defenses stronger. And he was one of the strong ones. And not only is he going to fend it off, But together with help from the other Stu Spudclone, they're going to mind control the other ones. Now, there's not going to be no big battle or nothing. Nobody's going to get hurt. But what is going to happen are these aliens are not going to be doing the alien things anymore. They are not going to be working for that mother brain that died on Mars. They're not taking orders from any of the other aliens if they exist. They, what, whatever reason they are here, from whatever time period or the original Roswell crash or whatever it is, it's not going to really matter. But from here on out, they're going to be friends of the Spudmans. And they're going to be helping out. And they're going to be part of the good guy XCom team. So a lot of these, basically, they're going to be behind the scenes of HR. And they're going to be helping to make some of these inventions and such, like the time travel devices and helping the humans to figure out how to combine some of these original XCOM alien devices with the new stuff they're going to find from Terror from the Deep. So to start with, what they're going to realize is, and we're going to go back to the Spudman farm. And I came up with a lot of this stuff within the last few days. This was not all originally planned for. I mean, I basically had the macaroni on my mind for like a couple of weeks or months, but other than that, I didn't know what we were doing until like this week. So, but when we go back over here, the aliens, once upon a time, attacked this farm across the street. And that's when the potato crop on Stu's farm, well, Uncle Stanley's farm, got destroyed. The alien ship that was on this, that crashed here, some of the Illyrium particles from their power supply got into the soil here at the farm. And they grew the potatoes in that soil. And by growing those Spudman's best potatoes in that Illyrium soil, those potatoes became unique. And they're not done becoming unique. But they didn't know that stuff right away. They had to find out later on in the future, and somebody had to discover these things. So that's why these orders are coming from the future and from HR from the future. Those potatoes need to be grown in bigger batches in the Texas area. And what that also means is not only does Stu need to plant those potatoes, well, he planted a few in the Roswell area because he probably brought some of those down to Roswell when he got stuck in Roswell. But he's going to return home. And he's going to get back to doing potato loads with his truck. The problem is he doesn't have his truck yet. But that's what HR's for. Now, I am not recording this, so I'm not going to be able to show all this at a later time. All I'm going to be able to do is say, hey, go watch the Mashup episode to get the story details. I mean, I will definitely be rehashing it and talking about it, but if anybody wants to actually see this bit from The Sims and all that, they're going to have to watch this. Now, in the last episode, I deleted all the potatoes, but that's because I figured out that that is what is glitching my game. Now, those potatoes were what was causing me to have to constantly stop and hit the build menu thing and then come back to get somebody to do something. So yeah, he's gonna start driving that truck again. But the thing is we also have Stu Spudclone driving trucks in that episode. You know, in that profile. So I'm just gonna have to take turns. And maybe after a few loads, when Stu does get back here to the farm, he's going to start driving a brown truck again after HR has Stu Spudclone send it back to Twin Falls, Idaho. You know, he can have one of his drivers drop it off or have it towed or whatever, but they're going to request that happen. He's not going to know why or anything, but that's what's going to happen. The brown truck is going to be returned to the garage in Twin Falls, Idaho. Stu Spudman can start using it again. Now, we didn't do this right because the Sims likes to do what they want, but how's your relationships? Well, at the very least. Here. Come on over here and talk to her about cooking.
Hey, Barangi!
Ooh, Schwabby!
Come on, get your butt over here. So, Stu Spudman is no longer in Roswell under alien control.
Ooh! So! You're in a Varu.
Uh-huh.
Rangoya. Nabe.
Yibs.
Huh? Pizoi Brapani. Zaneso Oduma.
Now, not only was it a food memory because he really enjoyed that macaroni and cheese.
Bratza Funsil. Piniruja Sapa. Belindi. Glibonkusha. Befala Ferdoy. Yebani Demise. From.
Hey, Umfra.
Ooh.
Turful.
I don't know if this is going to work or not, but he was starting to fall for her.
Kirasha, Yabasanin. Oh, Boogie Lagan. Babadeso, Yanabi.
Huh.
Tube, Vade.
Yibs. Chimere Jabeen Slawfish.
Oh, Prata.
Jabeen.
Wasson X. Thelma.
Ah.
Here, give her a potato. Just careful, because she's, needing to pee. You know what? Here, time out.
Flen for Vantu.
This is storytelling, okay? Oh, don't you dare ask her frickin' due date. I realize you're scoundrel, whatever, mischief dude.
Oh. Yibs. Present.
Oh, Flowball.
Oh, well,
Yes.
Thank you.
Fadish.
I guess we're making progress.
Yibsy. Fadish.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Tonkuba.
There we go. There we go. Daniel, please don't be interrupting over here. Well.
Nahara. Oh. Quexel.
Don't be loud.
Oh, now we gotta do mistletoe too? Just don't eat it.
Oh, boy, Bahira Imibi. Lenarg. Parasa.
Oh, by the way, let's not forget that the actual Stu, Stu Streams, Stu Gaming, he's in the game too, so, he's got his own story. So whatever Stu's actual real life story is, that's what, you know, we don't judge around here.
Yekla. Oh, Nalabit.
Love is love in this house.
Blessame.
Tubaso?
Bobbler.
Yeah, yip, yeah.
Punky. Oh.
Cheap. My beach.
Right. So there we go. The other part, to make it a long story short, Stu Spudman has mind control ability. The next time the social workers and all them show up, he's gonna scramble their frickin' brains and they're gonna go away. And they're gonna adopt Melody. So, that kind of sums up everything that's going on right now. So, yeah. But he doesn't, because he was mind controlled and all that, he doesn't really remember what was going on down there in Roswell and all that. And as far as Shannon knows, he was here the whole time because of the alien in disguise. So there's no where were you been, none of that. So but let's sum it up real quick one more time. As quick as I can. Stu Spudclone was told by HR to do some potato loads of Spudman's best potatoes. In Amarillo, Texas area, Stu Mack from the future is starting to grow potatoes, but he's planting the Spudman's best potatoes that were sent to him via rail. The reason being, once again, that XCom battle that happened here had Illyrium from the alien ship fall on the soil here, and that contaminated or altered or whatever you want to call it, but it got into the potatoes that were grown here on the farm. So Spudman's best potatoes are special potatoes. But being that they are potatoes, you can grow more potatoes from the originals. And that's what they're going to do down in Texas and here at the farm. So it's going to be, even though they don't know each other, the Stews are not going to meet each other anytime soon. but HR is going to have them doing potato things. So Stu Spudman is going to resume his potato loads with the brown truck. Stu Spudclone will also be doing some potato loads while still doing the Big Tony things. The aliens in Roswell, while they were mind controlled, are no longer being mind controlled. They've just changed their ways and are not trying to harm anybody. They're just simply cooperating and helping out scientifically with what HR's needing them to do. And technically they are the founders of HR. And I apologize if my mic is cutting in and out on that. That's annoying me. But I will repeat that stuff over and over again during, so everybody's going to know what's going on. But we're doing these potato loads. Stu Spudman is back from Roswell. He came home after the macaroni and cheese recipe from Shannon that I want to be cooked triggered a memory and it broke his mind control. And he came back home to the farm and he kissed Shannon and asked her to be his girlfriend. Excuse me. And so she is now. And let me save that really quick before any of that changes. Now, we didn't do the song thing yet. That'll have to happen later. That's something different. But in the meantime, that's where we're going to leave off the Sims portion of this episode. So bear with me while I close the game. And then we'll get American Truck Simulator loaded. And please tell me I didn't have this on that thing the whole time. I don't think I did, but let me look at this. Okay. For a second there, I was thinking, did I have it on the thumbnail the whole time and not show anything? But okay. So bear with me, I'm trying to load Truck Simulator here. Doesn't want to cooperate. It usually doesn't because, you know, reasons. Okay. So now we're going to get into playing American Truck Simulator. And I'm going to be rehashing over and over again what we just did in The Sims. So, but I at least have that little bit of Sims to show what happened and who went back to what house, and so I'm sorry I couldn't do more with The Sims, but the way things are going lately, you know, I don't want to take a chance on my computer dying and not getting to tell the story, for one thing. And two, the fact that I've come up with a lot of this stuff within the last few days, I wanted to get it out of my head before I forget it. So we're going to come back here because we got some business to take care of. This two-way series is now going to a three-way. But we're not starting a new profile. It's going to take some adjusting, but we're going to keep it simple. First things first, the truck manager. The hot tater. Going back home. And while it's there, we're going to go ahead and upgrade it because HR wanted it upgraded. Well, we don't have money for it. Let me look. Did we upgrade it already? Okay, we want that one. Yeah, we got that much money. We can do that. So I Wannabe is back in Roswell. She still knows original Stu here. They don't know anything about Stu Spudclone. Well, okay, technically she knows about Stu Spudclone because she was helping the other guy like look for him. But they haven't found him. They don't know where he's at, and now they're not looking for him. You know, so they don't need to look for him. And the aliens are not after him either. So he's free to do his own thing. He's just still stuck doing the Big Tony stuff. So it's just a matter of, does he still want to get away from Big Tony or not? So first things first, that truck is still an Olympia truck. Where did we leave off? We went to Kennewick. So this truck is currently in the Kennewick garage. So to start off with, I'm going to be sharing this profile now. This profile is going to move back and forth from one truck to the other and pretend that they are two different people. So for starters, here we are. We're back in Twin Falls, Idaho. Difference is, this Stu Spudman now has access to all the stuff that Stu Spudclone did. You know, as far as the skill level and all that. This is EP 125. I'm just going to mark that so that we know that's what happened there. And when I go to save in a few minutes, maybe I'll do like two separate saves, one for what Stu Spudman does and then what Stu Spudclone does. But we're going to look at the freight market here. What's going on in Twin Falls? We have a load of potatoes to Cody, Wyoming. That's a bit of a long one, but we're going to do this one instead. That'll take them up to rail export, where they can get on the train. Plus, I don't want to go to Wyoming. So this is truly the Tater Tales of Stu. All Stus. Does this load have a sleep time built into it? Oh, we didn't go get it yet. All right. Are we hearing the game? My volume is really low on the computer at the moment. Testing? Testing? Okay, okay, so what's going on with my volume in the game then? Did I... I'm gonna reload the game. Because that sounds quiet for some reason. I wasn't hearing the truck engine backing up and stuff, and I'm like, okay, come on now, I know the... I mean, I know my microphone's messing up, but that don't mean the game should be. So yeah, we just had a lot of storytelling just now, and just gonna have to keep that in mind. If anybody didn't see it, they're gonna need to watch the beginning of this episode. And now I heard that click. That was fairly loud. So I still have not answered the question who Stu Mack is. So don't anybody be trying to guess. I mean, feel free to try to guess amongst yourself, but I'm not gonna say yes or no to any of it. Because I'm still not sure. Okay, now I can hear my truck. Everybody be careful here, because old Stu Spudman here he's a little rusty. However, this is Stu Spudman, so this one, we're gonna be back to the old Stu. Or we're gonna try to anyway. I know I wasn't always careful with them, but Stu Spudman is back in his truck in the hot potato mobile. Stu Spudclone will still be driving the Wahlberg truck. Still be switching over to the other profile. To do the Stu Mack things. But here's something else. This Stu here might be going to Texas at times. So it's still going to be split into two, you know, like 100. This is episode 125 and 25. But when I go to start off 126 tomorrow or whenever, we're going to jump in. We're going to do Stu here. He's going to do at least one potato load. And then we'll do something with Stu Spudclone. And then we'll do something with Stu Mack. And we're going to try to do that as much as possible. Within reason. Without splitting it into two. Cutting out. We get to go to this Sell Goods again. Although personally, oh no, I want this one. Don't mind me, I'm second guessing myself all the time. Okay. They're giving 11 hours. Well, no, the trip time. All right, we need to be done by Monday at 3:50. So we've got over 24 hours to get it done, if that's what I'm seeing correct. So we can still sleep. Now, because of what we're trying to do, we're trying to get a lot of potatoes. So I might start taking multi-trailers. Okay, that offers 34. That's 33. And then that's 35. So yeah. We're going to take the biggest load we can because this is about, it's not about parking, it's about spreading the potatoes and growing them. And we need, for Operation Tater Bite, we need a lot of potatoes sent to Texas. And they need to be grown to make more. And they need to be grown up here in Idaho too. And we might need to do some of these soil loads too up in this area. But this is what we're going to take. Oh man, it's going to be fun trying to get out of this gate. Oh man, I remember this freaking gate. But here we are. It is once again the Tater Tales. Okay, we have 25 hours, so that's plenty of time to grab a nap. Okay, I'm gonna go get my coffee. So, be right back. So, if you're watching this, if you're not one of my regular watchers and you're watching this stuff, This is a combined mashup episode. It's going to be both The Sims and the trucking. Well, from here on out tonight, this is going to be American Truck Simulator. So enjoy or have a good night, either way. But I'll be right back. Very good. Buddy, come on. Come on, baby. Mm. Come on, baby. Buddy. Okay. Okay, so just bear with me for a moment here. Buddy, don't touch the keyboard, please. Please don't touch the keyboard, buddy. Hello. So, once the HR from the future needs to find out that the aliens were set free and all that, and that they're cooperating, and the things are happening the way that they intended, you know, then some of this stuff can start happening. I mean, the aliens right now don't know their HR. That's not, the HR orders that are happening to like Big Tony and such is coming from the future. They're trying to reach back in time to rewrite events, kind of like the Terminator. To because they need something to happen to protect to have a better future. Because I'm trying not to spoil it, but I have not finished the Terror from the Deep game yet. But even if you win the Terror from the Deep game, humanity still loses big time. And so some of the survivors and such that got through that to see the horror are trying to reach back in time to prevent that from happening. So now we're allowed to go. We're allowed to do Idaho and such again, but that's going to mainly be when Stu Spudman's driving. He's free to go anywhere. You just got to be careful not to get around Big Tony, because given that he looks exactly like Stu Spudclone, there could be some consequences there. But HR might have to set him straight if that happens, because, they'll know. But here we go. We are off and driving. And hopefully we get through this stupid gate over here. We have a load of potatoes from Twin Falls, Idaho, heading to Yakima, Washington. Stu Spudman is driving. And this is not a dream. Spudman has been freed of his alien captivity, and he's come home. And he's fallen in love with Shannon and kissed her and asked her to be his girlfriend. And he used his mind control ability to basically tell child services and the orphanage and all that to go to hell. And they will be adopting Melody. So Stu and Shannon will be the adoptive parents of Melody. Now, we still don't know who her actual parents are, though. Or where she came from. Or what happened. But within the past few days, I have figured that out. Anybody watching who did not catch any of the earlier bits and does not know the recap of what's going on in this episode and wants me to say it again, feel free to ask. I mean, I'll probably be volunteering the information anyway, but this is Stu Spudman from episode 1, driving this truck free from his alien captivity, taking a load of potatoes from Twin Falls, Idaho, to Yakima, Washington, driving carefully like he used to do. For all we know, Shannon or Melody could be sitting in that chair. Or both. I mean, we don't have we don't have the sleeper cab, but, you know. Not a whole lot of room in here, but yeah, you never know. But, yeah. Oh, yeah. At some point, we'll have to have a wedding episode. Show the power of food. Whoever wrote that letter to Melody knew what they were talking about. I Wannabe did need that recipe. Goes and watch my story bit or listen to my rehash. Get some enjoyment out of it. You know, I mean, I'm not done yet. You know, there's more to it, but Spudman's best potatoes are very special potatoes. Not only did we send the truck somewhere, but we upgraded the truck, so the lights got turned off, and I forgot to turn them back on. That's an hour from now. And then... Is there one that we can do that helps us with that situation? Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Because by the time we... Well, actually, no. No. Because we got these double trailers. So we're gonna sleep at the one that's easier to park at. I'm assuming. I really don't want to be zooming around a big truck stop like that. Trying to make tight turns. Whatnot. Again, I apologize for not showing every single little thing in The Sims and figuring out how to animate it all and all that. But I'm also feeling a little bit of relief here, and the fact that I'm actually I actually did some middle part of the story here and brought some things together and got somewhere, and you know, I'm kind of surprised at how I mean, it's a bit of a turning point for me, because I don't usually get this far into a story. I've always got these stories with a beginning and an end, but it's always that middle stuff that's so hard to fill out. Now, we're nowhere near the end of the playthrough and all that. There's still plenty to do, and you know, tying it in with somebody's still got to go to New York and run a French fry restaurant. You know, we don't know who yet, unless that was part of the original timeline before the XCom war happened. It feels good to have Stu back in the truck, you know, but at the same time, it's still like, am I really doing this? I did think about making another profile for this, but at the same time, then I'd have to start out with all that, you know, trying to get a potato load and not being able to because there's only a few cities and blah, blah, blah. And so... But I had to, like, reconcile the whole, how does he get his truck back? Stu Spudclone's got it. Well, HR from the future at some point will know that Stu Spudclone had the truck. And they will make sure that that truck gets transferred back to Stu Spudman like it has been. That is what happened. HR sent word to Big Tony to tell Stu Spudclone to transfer this truck to Idaho. And it happened. They didn't say why or any of that, but they did what they could, they did what they needed to, and Stu Spudclone has his Walbert truck, so he didn't need this one anymore. It wasn't really his truck to begin with, even though he didn't know that. You know, for all he knew, he was Stu Spudman. He just didn't remember much. You know, he didn't remember that he lived on the farm or anything, because he never actually did it. He was just cloned and had bits. He might have had bits and pieces of Stu Spudman's memory, but most of that's happening in those dream sequences. Anyway. driving on the shoulder just causes them to think I'm not there. My mind's a little tired here. I gotta get some noise in my ears. Hey, Pie. Welcome to the action. The Tater Bite Mashup. Come on, Duke. Come on, load. Load, I dig the music. Oh, no, not the drinking bone. Okay. Alright, Stu Spudman. Back in his truck. Have you had a chance to catch anything that I've said in this episode so far? Or shown? Okay. So, first part of the episode, I was in the Sims game to to demonstrate some stuff. Now, in last night's episode, Stu Spudclone did a load of potatoes from Wenatchee to Kennewick to get on a rail car to go towards New Mexico and Texas. In Texas, when we get back there, Stu Mack is going to do his 100th load. It will be a load of potatoes from Dollar to Amarillo. The mission is Operation Tater Bite is to take Spudman's best potatoes and start planting them in Texas and the surrounding area, as well as expanding the Stu Spudman potatoes everywhere else. Reason being, at the Spudman farm, that farm across the street in The Sims was attacked by aliens during the XCom war, and when that UFO crashed on that farm, the Illyrium got into the soil at the Spudman farm. And it got into the potatoes that were grown. And what HR in the future discovered is, as long as you keep regrowing the Spudman's best potatoes, it will keep having traces of Illyrium. Be a lot, but it'll be some. So they need those potatoes. But they also needed Stu Spudman, because two Stus wasn't going to get the job done. So in that last episode of The Sims that I did, when Melody got that letter, her instructions were to give the recipe to I Wanna Be, even though Shannon didn't want her to have it. Melody knew the recipe and gave it to her. And then there's a song that Melody is supposed to find and download. That hasn't happened yet. But the other part was that earlier in The Sims, because they were going to have Stu Spudclone, HR was going to have Stu Spudclone start doing potato loads and going into Idaho and getting near Twin Falls. Well, that sectoid at the farm had finished working on his psionic control his psi amplifier. Well, the letter to Melody told her that she needed to use that on the alien. Well, it didn't tell her he was an alien. It didn't say he's an alien, but it's in the storm cellar. You need to use it on him before he uses it. And that's what happened. He went to use it, and Stu Spudclone would have been in the area at the time, and it would have controlled him. But instead, Melody gained the mind control over the alien. Alien and I Wanna Be went to Roswell. I Wanna Be back in Roswell, just cooking the recipe, just cause, made the mac and cheese that Shannon had been making, her family recipe. Stu Spudman ate that macaroni and cheese, the food memory snapped him out of his mind control. So, not only that, but when they tried to re-mind control him, his own mind control abilities had heightened again, and he was able to fend them off. Plus, Stu Spudclone from the farm was there as the good guy now to help mind control those other aliens. And long story short with that, the aliens are now good guys, and they're not trying to take over the Earth. And as it so happens, they are the early version, not the ones from the future, but they are the early version of HR. They are going to be part of the science and engineering team behind the scenes, trying to have the past events go in favor of humanity. When the terror from the deep war keeps going bad, you know, they're going to figure out the whole time travel and all that. Along with some help from some people that we don't know yet. You know, like Doc. You know, I mean, gotta wait for Doc to show up. But Stu Spudman returned to Twin Falls, Idaho, not realizing he had been in captivity and all that. He just snapped out of it. You know, he went back home. The only one that realized what Melody didn't tell anybody that, hey, they had an alien living with them or anything. You know, the alien just went on the trucking trip with I Wanna Be, and then a few days later, Stu Spudman came back home. He came in the door, know, hugging and chatting with Shannon. And that led to a kiss. And he asked her to be a girlfriend, and she said yes. Well, Stu has mind control ability. So the next time you know, it's already happened, but, you know, what's going to happen is when the social services and the orphanage people and all that show up, he's just gonna fry their brains, and they're gonna forget all about Melody. So Stu and Shannon are going to adopt Melody. And we still don't know who I still have not revealed who her parents are. But I have figured it out. But Stu Spudman is in this truck driving a load of potatoes from Twin Falls, Idaho to Yakima, Washington. Switch back over to, and now I'm using the original profile for both Stu Spudman and Stu Spudclone. The difference will be I just switch from one garage to the other and put them in one truck or the other. But we're back to doing these potato loads, and probably be doing some more of them excavated soil loads and expanding farms. And Stu Spudclone is going to be participating too, but he's also going to be doing his Big Tony stuff still. And in Texas, we're going to be growing more of the Illyrium potatoes. They're going to be growing the Illyrium potatoes all over the place. But they're going to be heading in the direction of Texas. All as part of Operation Tater Bite. So yes, we have the Tater Tales of Stu and Stu and Stu. And of course we have the, you know, the smuggling going on with the potatoes that, you know, Big Tony had going on. We can't forget that. There's all that stuff still going on, but just occasionally HR is gonna need Big Tony to, you know, have Stu do some stuff. Is not only do we have Stu Mack over there in Texas, but now means that these other two Stus could head that way. And while they may not interact with those aliens down there in Roswell, they can now go there. Or to Texas, or to any, no place is off limits anymore. However, we still have Stu Spudclone involved with the mob war thing, so he's still trying not to cross the borders into Carmine's territories. Done with anything, but the main thing is Stu's not in Roswell anymore. And we still don't know who Stu Mack is. Accomplish our projects. We just gotta. The future of humanity depends on it. I can play Terror from the Deep all I want and show the ending of that, but that's not how it ends. What happens, that's not how it can end. Matt Damon shows up and steals all the potatoes. No, we're not doing that. Oops. Well, Stu Spudman feels horrible about it, but he's a little rusty right now. Rusty Wallace? No. Rusty Wahlberg? No. Russet Potato? No. Really? Come on. We got the biggest double trailer we can get because I'm trying to haul maximum amount of potatoes. This isn't about parking no more, this is about quantity. I am. That's a lot for this level. That's a lot of stuff there. Okay, well, I had the urgent delivery bonus, even though that was a long, that's with sleeping. Long distance. All right. So. All right. So. This was EP 125. I don't know if I really want to do it that way or K21 P13 39 trucks HR2. Well, that's more for the other Stu, so but it's 596 overall. All right. Now, let's see. Quick travel. Well, this goes back to there anyway. So, now we relocate you over to Kennewick so you can get back in your truck. There we go. Okay, so I probably should sleep right away, but we'll see. We left off yesterday in Kennewick with that potato load. What I might do is, I mean, the main thing, the truck goes back to the garage it was at, but when I switch back to that truck in the next episode for Stu Spudman to drive it, you know, maybe. Or try to have him but we'll see what happens with that. Let's see, is there any important loads to do right now? We're still trying to get to Reno. No. Why can't that ever work out, you know? That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. I meant Well, there we go. That works for me. So, let me see that again. At the moment, I'm showing 99 subscribers. Hopefully those are all legitimate, but in any case, that is what it says. So, you know, thank you to those who are among those. Howl at the moon, shoot out the light. Shoot out the light. That's gonna be getting me. That's gonna be getting me. You never know. I mean, HR could be something that blackmails Big Tony. It's like, we know what you're doing, and we've got the evidence. Maybe Tony's sister, Sophia Marie, is like, thinks she's all technology genius, but she got nothing on HR, and that Sophia Marie becomes one of the heroes and is part of the science team. We do know this. In my Terror from the Deep playlist, and here, let's characters from this playthrough here with Big Tony and Vinny and Vito and the drivers that Stu Spudclone's been recruiting and all that. They've been the ones that have been on the submarines. Be a case of in the future they're all buddies and part of HR, or something. But I mean, Big Tony could be like one of the head operatives in HR in the future and telling all the evidence, so that they can get present-day Big Tony to do stuff. It's like, hey, we know what you did with that one thing that you think nobody knows about. So you're gonna have your driver do what we tell you to do. And you're gonna have him send that brown truck over to Idaho for us. That type of thing. a whole lot to do in The Sims. Other than just, you know, farting around and planting potatoes and things like that. We'll need to have a wedding. You know, we gotta at some point have a wedding, even though that, you know, that the actual wedding stories pack doesn't like work right or whatever. You can still get them married. Somebody's gonna have to get word to the ghost of Melody that she ain't gotta be at that orphanage no more. Although you never know, she could be there. Well, no. Maybe part of that mind control maybe helped. Maybe helping Miss Hardship and all them to not be such meanies anymore and actually do some good for a change. Have a nice orphanage. Now, maybe help Miss Broom up her ass get it unstuck. Mind control can do when used for good purposes. I'm not getting in that lane because it just cuts down anyway. Now, don't tell me to get over when that's going to cut back into my lane. Or at least I'm not exiting yet. Eventually I need to be over here to get off the freeway, but the problem is the way them arrows make you think you gotta get all the way over, and you're not getting all the way over. Hell, now they're telling me to get back in the other. That's right, because we're going to, hey, those two had an accident. That's right, we're going over to the rail export, so we're not getting off of that exit. And that's like, why'd you tell me to get all the way over anyway, you know, since I'm not getting off until this exit? Like, it should not have told me to get over. I don't think there were any, like, left turn lanes or anything splitting off. We were just going all the way this way. What in the... Really? Okay, the rear trailer must have caught something. I think I might switch over to doing the intermodal container when I'm doing the one to the rail yard. We got 1% damage. I don't know. I was gonna go over here and park over here, but I don't know. It's like a red flag to me. Oh well, we ain't getting it. Well, we each did one load of big giant double trailers, so that's good. Well, anyway, I don't know what we're doing yet after this load, but we're gonna leave it when we, you know. We're gonna switch over to the other dude. Or are we? I don't know. Let me see. What kinds of goodies we got when we do this? You know, all things considered, that's not very many. Especially considering we've got, you know, this driver's got New Mexico. They got to be holding them back on me. All right, well, here's what we're going to do. You're currently driving this. You relocate the truck up here to Spokane because that's where we're leaving you off. And I don't know why I did that. I should just yeah. Here, you relocate your butt. Well, now that we did that, you're gonna go back over to here to this. When we pick up tomorrow, that's where you're gonna be. So. or whatever day, but I'm assuming tomorrow. Okay. All right. Weren't we already in the middle of? We were about to do a job. I believe we were about to do the job from Dollar to Amarillo. Now, there's not going to be a job where you take potatoes to a farm. So, the only thing I can say is when we're taking potatoes from here, and in this case going to Global Mills, it's because, you know, we gotta take them to a warehouse and such. And we still need to make money because HR doesn't have much money. So, gotta like sell some of the potatoes that we're growing. Now, the potatoes themselves are harmless as far as eating them. They just have traces of Illyrium in them. Which is a power source. Okay. All right. In this case, they only give us those two options. So this is going to be load number 100 for Stu Mack. Kind of fitting that we're starting out our first potato load. It's a Golden Meadows, but it's a clone of Twin Falls Sunshine Crops. noggin. Wanna race? Wanna race? I'll race ya. I wish I could haul them long ones there. Them long Walker trailers. You'll never guess what I'm about to say. Oh, well, you'll probably guess it. Coffee time. Be right back. buddy dog. I'm gonna get you. Gonna get you. Gonna get you. You want me to get you? Buddy dog, buddy dog. I'll get you. You jumping? You jumping up here? You going up there? Do it, buddy, do it. There you go. You're getting your butt up there. You're getting your butt up there. You go, boy. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Buddy dog. Yeah. That's my buddy dog. Okay. Get my headphones back on. Senora. This life I can't Really? Okay, well, I don't have a whole lot of options here, because I have to go over the tracks on the road. I can't go over the tracks on the grass. Things from the first XCom war was that we had the Illyrium, but eventually we ran out of it, even though there was lots of it and the crashed ships, and we started exploring the oceans trying to get at the ones that were crashing in the oceans and whatnot, but there was no way to make it, and we didn't know where Illyrium came from, so it was kind of hard to just go out into space and get it, even though we had Avengers to go do it, you know, the spacecraft. Had to not use up the supply of Illyrium on wild goose chases, but you know, eventually we started to run out of it. There's more about that stuff if you read like the go on the wiki and read about the different timeline backstories and all that. the stuff that would have been in the instruction books that you get with the games. So the fact that we have these potatoes with the traces of Illyrium, and somehow it's recreating itself by growing these potatoes, but only in like very low quantity. It's just it'd be like a sprinkle of salt for a whole potato, like one little sprinkle in a whole potato. But there's still enough in there to do something. Scientist or nothing, but I harken back to Superman Returns and like what the crystals were doing, the kryptonite crystals were doing in that movie. So yeah, but why you call it a tater bite? We'll find out. Hey Stu, welcome to the Tater Tales of the Tater Tales of the Tater Tales. Of our drivers active now. And who knows, we might even enlist the aid of another. Well, because there's one more Stu out there, even though he's not originally a Stu. Oh no. Well, unfortunately, I don't think it'll work out that way because, unlike my guy here with the truck, I don't have any quantum travel capability. At my own slots. See, it's not rigged completely. They gotta do this. Stinking glitches. Sons of glitches. Okay, so we have gotten a load of potatoes going. All right. I don't think I can quick travel there. Is that the one I can't? I'm pretty sure Tucum carries the one that I can't quick travel to. Yeah. All right. Well, then we ain't doing that one. Okay. So we've got the potatoes planted at least. At least once. I'm hoping to do some more here. Preferably to the places we've already gone. Okay. Well, at least that one gives me a better chance at it. up. Eyes were getting closed. Wake up. Hey, where's Vernon at when you need him? See how I'm doing when I get over there, but starting to get a little tired here. Freaking time change and all that crap. I think I've had just about enough. I don't think Tucumcari has a garage to go to, whether it's quick travel or not, so it is what it is, but my eyes won't stay open. I keep like all of a sudden they open it up and I'm like, oh great, I'm heading straight towards that, better hit the brakes. Load's still here. Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna have to do it. Okay, one more hit on the back porch and we're done. At the very least, I gotta pick up the load and then we can always call a tow truck. But in any case, we had ourselves a productive episode here. We got the story worked out, so we can start heading towards some sort of conclusion. Or some other story. Because, we don't have any of the other states yet, so at some point when I get a new computer, we might get those states. I don't know when that's going to happen, but we'll figure it out. But thank you to Pi and Daniel and Stu for coming by for a visit. And we have seen the return of Stu Spudman to the brown hot tater truck. He's no longer in Roswell. And we'll recap all that in the next episode. But we now have, as the thumbnail says, we once again have the Tater Tales of Stu Spudman, the Walbert Tales and Tater Tales of Stu Spudclone, and the Texas Tater Tales of Stu Mack. And we shall continue on with that in the next episode. Thank you all for coming. Have a good night. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.